8 million people already are going to get automatic forgiveness. I am in a Parent Plus loan. Do I get forgiveness? Do graduate loans also qualify for debt forgiveness? Stocky, what if I'm currently in college right now? Student loan forgiveness. What we know. All right, so what we know is this is not done by executive order or through legislation. Okay? All right, this is being done through the Department of Education, which midterms are coming up. Things could flip. We could see some changes to that, but let's just put it as. Now, obviously, we know that there is potential for legal challenges and other, things that could come from this. So I don't want to jump on it right off the bat and be like, "Hey guys, everything is copacetic," okay? Because there's a lot that could come from this, and there's a lot of unknowns still. But let's talk about what we do know, okay? The president signed. Well, didn't even sign it. He announced. I can't say signed. He announced that they are going to do a loan forgiveness, okay, of $10,000 up to $10,000 for federal-backed loans, and those are on record through the Department of Education. $20K up to for Pell Grants. This is what we know, okay? Now, obviously, income requirements are there. This is for people who make $125,000 in income as of 2020, 2021, or less, or individuals, and $250,000 in combined household income for married couples. Now, going through what we know so far, and like I said, a lot can change right now. All right, a lot can change right now. All right, 2020, 2021 is where your your income is going to come from, right? So if it's changed since then, you still fall under the last year or the year before, okay? There are up to 8 million people who already are going to get automatic forgiveness, okay? Because they're actually got their information updated through the Department of Education because they were actually continuing to pay loans or check in on their loans or update it through COVID. For those of you guys who didn't pay anything during COVID, you may need to update it. So there's about 8 million people that are automatically just going to get that forgiveness taken care of, okay? There are 6 million out of that 8 million. There are families that actually recently completed the free the FAFSA, which is the free application for federal student aid. So that's already been taken care of. So that's a lot of people. All right. The other 2 million people are ones that have to go in and verify what their income is, or if they're still behind on payments, other things like that. So if you're one of those 2 million people, please, please, please make sure that you are that you go in and update your information. Because if you don't update your information and you don't get a relief, you're gonna have a hell of a time trying to play with that backlog. Because we know the government loves to do things very, very, very slowly. Okay, do your application. Okay. Obviously, your income and your net worth is a lot. Lower your net worth. There's a lot of ways of doing that, okay? Throw it in a 529. Seed it the first 5 years, ladies and gentlemen. Do that, okay? As far as Pell Grants, okay? For those of you guys who happen to be in Pell Grants, usually Pell Grants are for people who are in low-income areas. You get that $20,000 up to, okay? One fact about Pell Grants is that Pell Grants actually make about 60% of student loan borrowers, guys. Can you believe that? Now, Pell Grants oftentimes are to offset because of how, low income and how you guys, are who's going to contribute, how you're going to pay for college, where you live, all those other things, okay? Pell Grants, okay, are ones that you don't pay back the Pell Grant per se, but Pell Grants make up a portion of the loan. So oftentimes, because you qualified for a Pell Grant, it means that your income is low, meaning that you would get a little bit more payment towards the remaining of your loan itself, okay? So these are the ones. Obviously, I'm just giving you what we know so far. There's lots of little caveats and where you are, and there are 27 million people that borrowed via Pell Grants. Last little bits. There are a couple other things to keep in mind, guys. For those of you guys who are like, Stocky, I am not in a student loan, a regular federal-backed loan. I am not in a Pell Grant, but I am in a Parent Plus loan. Do I get forgiveness? These are loans that are issued to parents, okay, of dependent undergraduate students, okay? If you have those, there's supplemental aids for financial financial aid, all right? You are eligible for student loans, the debt cancellation, and that is also falling under there. So for those people that are like, what about Parent Plus? You also are in on these, okay? So if you have a Parent Plus, loan, you do qualify based on what we've seen in the rhetoric coming out, okay? Do graduate loans also qualify for debt forgiveness, ladies and gentlemen? Do graduate loans qualify? Not just your undergraduate, but do your graduates do? Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Graduate loans do, ladies and gentlemen, qualify if the loans are held by the Department of Education. If the loan is not held by the Department of Education, you're fucked. You got to pay it back, guys. You got to pay it back. So I don't want you guys being like, I'm not paying anything because Stocky said that my loan for my medical degree through SoFi is covered. No. Okay? All right, that is part of it. Stocky, what if I'm currently in college right now? Do I also qualify for this? Yes, according to the White House fact sheet, if you are currently a college student and you're under this, you do also qualify. If you're a dependent student, though, it will be based on your parents' income rather than your own. So if you got rich parents and you're like, I'm going to go forge it on my own, you're fucked, okay? You probably should have taken mommy and daddy's money. So you better hope mommy and daddy ain't making any money. If they make a combined $251,000, you're screwed if you're under dependent loan, okay? Real quick, before any of you jump in and say, thanks, Stocky, I'm signing up for fall classes for $10,000 right now and getting it paid off. I'm good to go. Appreciate you. No, sir, no, ma'am. Prior to July of 2022. Okay, so don't go take out $10,000 worth of student loans real quick to go get your degree and think you're going to qualify. It's too late. That is what we know there. Few other things to keep in mind. Are there some loans that are not part of this program? Yes, guys. A lot of this is about federal student loans. If you also refinance through a private company, you're fucked. Okay? And I know it sucks because so many people didn't want to deal with this. If it's not held by the Department of Education, you don't qualify. But then again, you should know because if you were private, you're not paused. You're paying it anyways, okay? FFEL loans, especially, guys, those are the ones that are done by banks or credit unions or private equity firms or whatnot. Those are the ones you guys know who you are, okay? They're not owned by the Department of Education. They don't fall on this. Remember, that's why the Department of Education is doing this, because they already have all the information. There is a couple loopholes, though, for those of you guys that do consolidations. If you're able to consolidate, like let's say you only have like 15,000 or 10,000 left, and it's through a private, if you're able to consolidate it through a federal-backed loan, there is an option to qualify, but you have to fill out the paperwork. So it's very, very broad-based what I'm saying here when it comes to who qualifies for that. You need to find out. If you have private student loans, you don't qualify for it. Now, if you went to like one of those scam for profit schools, you probably already got cleared off. I should have gone and got a doctorate degree through ITT Tech Online because I could have got forgiven. Will it be taxed? Okay, historically speaking, loan forgiveness was taxable income. That was something I was wondering, and I looked into it. According to the White House, as of right now, if this stays the course, they could change anytime it stays the course, this particular student loan debt relief program will not be treated as income tax or taxable income. For my overseas people, what this basically means is if you owe $10,000 less in debt, the IRS now considers you being $10,000 more richer or $10,000 less poorer, and therefore you could be a higher income bracket, and you'll get taxed on this. No, this does not move your income bracket, okay? According to this, in the American Rescue Plan from last year, okay, this is what I had to read into last night to make sure I knew what I was looking at. This is because of the ARP, okay, from last year. It actually updated to where student loan forgiveness could not be taxed through 2025. There you go. That was a big question. All right, it was a big question for a lot of people. Now, for those of you guys who are saying, but Stocky, I only owe $5K. Okay, then you get $5K wiped out. You don't get the other $15K to throw in options. Stocky, I owe $11K. Well, now you owe $1K. Okay? Up to two big things. Number one is income-driven repayment. They're proposing, this is not on the books. I've been seeing a lot of people saying, oh my God, did you hear about this? No, This is a proposal. Remember, none of this has actually gone into effect yet. They're trying to get it done before the midterms. But just so you guys, they are proposing a monthly payment, okay? The amount of your monthly payment that is required from discretionary income to go from 10% down to 5%. So they're trying to lower it off of that. They've also proposed a rule that would say that no borrower earning less than 225% of the poverty line, okay? So if you're making 225% of the federal poverty line or less, you don't have to make a monthly payment. Now, that's a proposal. It's not a guarantee yet. Unpaid monthly interest, also going to be covered. So that way your loan balance doesn't grow. Now, these are the federal. These aren't private. These are federal, remember? So they're basically going to cut these out. And the other big deal is that instead of 20 years of payments and you have less than $15,000 that's forgiven, it's now 10 years. Which sucks because by then it's just leftover interest, by the way. I'm sorry, not 15,000, 12,000, okay? Last little bit, and this is the one that everybody's been asking for. And that is that, and this comes from the Department of Education, the White House fact sheet, okay? Word for word, it says, you can get a refund for any payment, including auto debit payments, okay, that you make during the payment pause beginning March 13th to 2020. You have to contact your loan service provider, obviously, for your thing to be refunded. Now, what does that mean? That does not mean it gets forgiven automatically. It just means that payments you made during the pause, you paid to the provider, right? So you paid to the company. All right? Don't think that you're going to get the refund and it's done. No. If you made payments during the pause, you can request a refund. If they refund, then it goes back to the loan balance. It doesn't disappear. It goes back to the loan balance. And then the loan balance qualifies for the $10,000 relief. This is from the page itself. Go follow it up. It says refunds during the payment pause. So the one little small caveat that a lot of people are very angry about. They're like, I already paid it off during the pause. I was being responsible. I can't make any money. Not all of you, but a lot of you, some of you maybe, I don't know. Depends on you individually. Can go and you made your payment during the pause. You made your loan payments during the pause. You paid off your loan. And now all of a sudden you're getting hit with this and you're like, this is bullshit. If it's through the DOE and you made your payments, you can request a refund of any payments made during the pause since March of 2020. That is then put back into your loan balance. Okay, so you get a refund of the payment in your bank account. That amount of the balance is put back on your loan. And then up to $10,000 qualifies for forgiveness.